water could not be any more perfect. Look at this, flat as a pancake for right now. Temps are great, no wind at all, and it's the right time of year for these jumbo perch that are staging, getting ready to spawn. So we're gonna hit a couple spots that we fished in the past, and we'll put the mini MINN-FINs to the test. We'll put the goby, full lineup of gobies. They love gobies here. Okay, I wanted to just go through the different techniques and baits that I'm going to be using for these jumbo perch here on Lake Simcoe. So the first one, since we just got to this location, I am going to be using the this is our FINESSE Goby, and it's 2.9 inches. This particular color happens to be the Lake Simcoe Goby color. You can see it's got a beautiful golden belly and that nice paddle tail. Because of the small profile, this bait is a perfect search and find bait, especially when you're just getting to an area and you're trying to figure out where the fish are. And I have just a regular Ned jig head on here. It should be a 3/8 ounce. It could be a 3/16, but it depends on the depth that we're fishing, so I'll adjust that accordingly because I want to keep this bait close to the bottom. The next setup is my typical setup. I've got the round goby on the bottom, and on the top hook, this one particular bait is using an Aberdeen hook, and that is our new Goby puke color, and this is our Lake Simcoe Goby color. If they're not on the goby bite, this is a must-have in your tackle box. It's called the mini MINN-FIN, one of my most favorite panfish baits ever. This is our emerald shiner. This lake is full of emerald shiners. And on top, I'm putting another one, again, Aberdeen hook, and the same bait to make this look like two fleeing fish from a school. So that's my go-to setup for Lake Simcoe jumbo perch. Another good one, huge. And he uses my Goliath Goby, believe it or not, to catch giant perch. Goliath Goby, that's 3.3 inches long.
Really?
This is 2.9. And I know. So you're marking this, right? Well, that's a good buddy. All right, so the technique right now, we often did this when we drift for walleye, the Bay of Quinte. Just gonna take our bait and literally cast it off. Right now the wind is blowing this way, so we're drifting. I'm casting into the wind, letting my bait drop to the bottom, and literally once it hits bottom, and you'll see your line stop moving out, and when you hit bottom like that, it's going to stop. And if you jig and you still don't feel bottom, you have to let more line out in order to stay on the bottom. Now, look at that. Oh, there was a fish right there. We're into him pretty good here, as you can see. Oh, we almost had a double there. But it's a really effective technique. You're covering lots of water, and you're catching you're catching monsters like that. Okay, maybe not. I don't think he's as big as I want him to be, but
well, that last one.
Yeah, that was a schwein. That bait has probably caught 30 fish today, and it's still perfectly fine. There we go. That's not a small one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a keeper. That's a fatty, eh?
Moving back into the spray here.
Oh. Oh yeah, it's a good one. Those 27. Ouch. What do you mean inject them in the water?
They shoot water down through their main artery and flush them out.
No, I've never seen that. Oh, that's another nice good one. Another nice good one. 26, 27, 28. See, I'm just literally towing.
Yeah. Well, we're moving at half a mile an hour. Probably just right.
Yep. Okay, fishing has been quite good today. We just found another pot of fish, and basically what we're doing is we're looking for nice hooks. There's a fish right there. Nice hooks, and we're dropping and catching guys like this, and that's on the grubby. Once again, beautiful jumbo perch. And so this setup is very similar to our ice fishing setup. I've got the round goby on the bottom with a 1/8 ounce, no, this is a 3/16 ounce jig. It's the zebra mussel. And on top, I've got our mini grubby in the Lake St. Clair color. And it's so, like I mentioned, I'm here with Nelson Murakami, the owner of Natural Sports. And I thought, you know what, now, I know we're fishing right now, but you're a smart guy. You can do more things than one. What inspired you to start Natural Sports? I'm kind of curious about that.
Well, just a love of fishing, obviously.
Here, let me just turn you around. Cam's right there.
Oh, I thought you were back here.
Yeah. Oh, there's a fish. There was a fish. So that, yeah, I'm gonna use this cam right here. So maybe, oh wow. So we'll do two things. We'll fish and we'll talk. So what inspired you to start Natural Sports?
Well, obviously a love of fishing. And, you know, as it grew, you know, there's just more things about it that, you know, kept me going at it, and you know, helping people catch fish, have more fun fishing. That's a big part of it too. It's kind of like you know, when people tell you how great your baits are and they caught some fish and had some fun, it's very satisfying.
Totally.
Is it not? Right.
Absolutely.
And so same thing at our store. You know, when you get customers and they want a little advice or help, and you get them set up properly, and they come back and tell you, you know, we had some great success, had a lot of fun. It's just very satisfying, right? Rewarding.
You know, so we've known each other for a long period of time, and I remember when you first started, you had a tiny little section of space, and I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but did you not start off focusing on steelheading? Like, yeah, was that your main thing?
And salmon fishing. My dad was a big salmon fisherman, Great Lakes fisherman. Started fishing salmon in the 60s in Michigan. We used to drive down there, and we had a little boat at that time, but I remember going out, super rough water, and catching salmon, actually before downriggers were even invented. And we troll with like flat lines or a lot of lead. And there was nowhere really to buy that kind of stuff back then, and a lot of people knew, you know, how to fish that technique.
Yeah.
And so we kind of grew from that type of fishing. And you know, as you want to keep going year round, you need to be selling tackle for all species, and that's how we came to grow.
And now you have, what size is your store?
About 8,000 square feet.
8,000 square feet, and it's like truly a multi-species. Like, I shop there for whether it's perch, pike, walleye, salmon, trout, crappie. Like you even sell saltwater stuff when guys are going there over the winter. You'll have stuff there for guys for saltwater too. So you really are a multi. a multi-species, multi-season store, right?
Yeah, all we sell is fishing equipment, so we try to cover as many bases as possible.
Yeah, and you sure have done that, and you've got a great knowledgeable staff. You do the boat installs, or the installs for the electronics, because I know for some people it's super complicated. I know for me still, even now, I'm trying to figure out the best way to wire up my system. And okay, this is a shiny. That's a good one. That's a keeper. Okay. So yeah, no, like, you know what? Appreciate the knowledge you shared with me over the years, because there has been obviously a lot I've learned from you and your staff, as a matter of fact. And you brought in a lot of tackle that would be almost impossible to get in Ontario. So you've actually helped really expand the fishing availability of fishing, because before, like carp fishing, you got a whole carp fishing section.
Yep.
Before that, I remember in the 90s when the Grand River was a big deal, and fly fishing was such a big thing, and it still is. You had and still have a ton of stuff for fly guys. You have stuff for bass tournament guys. You have so much for just the average recreational person as well. So yeah, the store is very, I have to say, overall, it's a very friendly store for the full range of angling types there are out there. So good job on that.
Yeah, well, it was good fish here. Very good fish.
Oh, look at that. That's a tank. You got to put that in front of the can now. Like, that's a massive... That's a massive fish. Look at that. I know, it's so hard. You can't get a perspective of that, but that's a big perch. It's a big perch. And the guys that perch fish know that cameras don't do justice when it comes to perch or panfish size. Well, there's a bunch of fish. Oh yeah, here we go. That might be his brother. No, not his brother, but still another.
This is what I was telling you about here, what I was looking for earlier on the graph.
Yeah, that's beauty. If you get the opportunity to pull your boat out in April, even early May, and get down here to Lake Simcoe, this perch fishing is something special. The quality of the perch is unbelievable. If you've ever ice fished here, you'll definitely catch perch, but the past several years you get a lot of smaller fish, unless you get lucky and you find a pot of real jumbos. But here, this time of the year, because they're pre-spawn, they're in the deeper water, about to go to their spawning beds. They're concentrated in the bays, and boy, can you ever have a lot of fun. So I encourage you, if you have a boat or a kayak or a canoe or a friend who has a boat, get out here, because this is a ton of fun. And by the way, perch is probably one of the best tasting fish you'll have in the Great Lakes region. So there we go. And he hit as I was telling you about how good they taste. Nice fish, just a little small for my liking. Okay, well, we are finishing off our day today. This is a perfect. Nell's got another one on. What a day! It started out pretty tough. We were searching for fish. We like to stay away from the crowd and see if we can find our own pot of fish. And we did just that. We moved around, and the key was to move around today. Once we found fish, we stopped and dropped. The other thing we did today, which was kind of unique, worked with the new FINESSE Goby, but also the round goby, tandem rigged with another round goby on top, was a very slow troll. And we've been doing that now, particularly because there's no wind. And so we are either casting or doing a slow troll. And the slow troll, there is an advantage. It keeps your line down because you're not reeling your line in. So with the lighter weights, keep your line way out, and it's a ton of fun. You feel the tap and smash those fish. This is what we ended up with right in here. So we've got a few fish there to take home and enjoy cleaning when we get home. But really, overall, fantastic day here. Nell, thanks for taking me out.
Okay.
It was awesome. Yeah, and the key baits here today, I'm going to show you. One was, for me, was the FINESSE Goby. It's 2.9 inches. And basically you're just screwing that along the bottom. You can troll with it as well. The other bait that worked really well was our round goby. And like I said to you, where are you, round goby? We tandem rigged them. So meaning those baits were, you had one on the bottom and one on the top. And that seemed to be, well, the ticket, especially this part of the day. This is the round goby in the Lake St. Clair color. It's 2.6 inches. And again, I had one on the bottom and on the top hook, do a drop shot hook. I use an Aberdeen hook, but throw a drop shot hook about 12, 16 inches from your bottom hook. And that was a ticket. But truth be told, we also used the mini MINN-FINs, and that hit fish, and as well the mini grubby. So all those baits, grumpy baits, can be found at Nelson's store, Natural Sports, one of the most fully loaded for different types of angling styles store in southern Ontario. You got to check them out. So it's Natural Sports, the fishing store on Victoria Street in Kitchener. Great store. Again, all the guys in there, very knowledgeable. And if you want to talk tech, electronics, Nelson actually will install. If you buy the sonar or equipment from him, he'll install it correctly using the right wiring. And he'll give you a little demo or education lesson on how to use it. But you got to check out his store, and certainly appreciate the support, Grumpy Baits. We are a product of Canada, and we certainly appreciate your support in our products. So good luck out there. I hope you get a chance to come out to Lake Simcoe for this jumbo perch.
Fish on the stream, Grumpy Baits, and set the scene.